If you've ever wondered whether animals can choose us back, then you need to hear this. In a quiet suburb in Seattle, an 8-year-old girl walked out into her yard one morning. Sitting on the fence was a crow, and in its beak, a single polished pearl bead shaped like a tiny heart. It dropped the bead, looked at her, and flew away. This wasn't the first time. It would happen for the next 10 years. This is the real story of Gabi Mann, and what scientists eventually figured out about her birds will change how you see crows forever. It started when Gabi was 4 years old. She had a habit of dropping food when she walked. By the time her mother caught up, the crows had already taken it. One day, she sat down on the back porch and shared her chicken nuggets with them on purpose. By the next morning, the crow was back, with friends. For weeks, Gabi and the crows ate breakfast together. Her family thought it was cute, until the crows started leaving things. A button, a paperclip, a small piece of foam, a polished rock, always placed exactly where Gabi had left their food the day before. Now, here's where the science gets strange. In 2015, a researcher named John Marzluff at the University of Washington, 20 miles from Gabi's house, had been running experiments for 10 years. He discovered something most people refuse to believe. Crows recognize individual human faces. In one experiment, his team wore a specific mask while trapping crows. For the next 5 years, every time anyone wore that mask anywhere on campus, the local crows would dive at them, even crows that had never been trapped. They'd been told by the other crows. Crows can recognize you. They can remember you. And they can teach their children to remember you too. Back to Gabi. By age 6, the crows weren't just bringing junk anymore. The objects were carefully chosen. Tiny, small enough to fit in a beak, always something a child might like. A miniature plastic bird, a tiny rusted screw, a blue plastic earring. But the strangest gift came when Gabi's mother lost a lens cap from her camera in the alley while photographing the crows. She didn't even realize it had fallen. The next morning, sitting on the edge of the bird bath, was the lens cap. Cleaned. Reviewing the security camera footage, her mother watched a crow fly in carrying the lens cap, place it on the edge, use the water to rinse it, then fly away. This is where animal behaviorists start using a word they usually avoid. Reciprocity. The idea that an animal can recognize fairness, remember a debt, and choose to repay it. For a long time, science said this kind of thinking belonged only to primates, and then to dolphins, and then to elephants. But crows weren't on that list. A 2019 study at Lund University in Sweden tested ravens, close cousins of crows. Researchers gave them tokens that could be traded for food. Then they gave the ravens the option to either keep the tokens or share them with a human who had previously been generous to them. The ravens shared, every time, with the kind humans only. It wasn't food. It was choice. The birds remembered who was good to them, and they paid them back. For Gabi, the gifts never stopped. By the time she was a teenager, her collection filled a glass display case. Bottle caps, beads, screws, a tiny piece of polished metal that the family thinks might have been part of someone's earring. Each one organized by the date it was found. One item became famous. A single, heart-shaped pearl bead, slightly chipped, slightly weathered, that the crow placed gently on the fence post one September morning. The Mann family still doesn't know where the crow got it. In the spring of her 10th year of feeding them, Gabi's mother noticed something new. The crows had started bringing their fledglings, standing on the edge of the porch with their babies just behind them, watching her like they were introducing the family. There's no scientific paper for that one. Not yet. But what we know is this. The crows in Gabi's yard chose her. They remembered her face for over a decade. They taught their children that she was safe, and they kept showing up, with gifts, even after they no longer needed her food. We always thought the question was whether we could love animals. It turns out the harder question, the one science is just starting to ask, is whether they were already choosing to love us back. If an animal has ever brought you something, a leaf, a stick, a dead mouse, a polished stone, drop it in the comments. I want to read every one. And subscribe to the Animal Files for one new decoded story every week. The world is full of these. We're only just learning to listen.